All right. Tuesday morning. Good morning, everybody. Still in this dreaded range, but we have started to break down on the hourly. So we're going to start on the daily chart. Come over here. 5-day starting to catch up with this 20-day. This is going to become crucial now if we start to back test this, whether we get a cross or a failure and we trade back upside. We're trading currently inside the previous 2-day sessions. We did sweep Friday's low this morning into this demand area that I had marked out, and we had a nice reaction off it since we've swept. We have not then come back and back tested it to the downside. All we've done is V-shaped bottom off it this morning, typical NQ, making it very, very hard to trade right now. All right, so here's the NQ. We broke down of this trend we had in yesterday. So potential bear flag breakdown, but again, we haven't stayed heavy underneath. Okay, we haven't stayed heavy underneath here and started to break down. We've instantly soaked on this new hourly candle coming up to where we soaked off. Maybe can go all the way up to 600. I don't know. The NQ trades very, very funny sometimes when it does this, especially pre-market. So today, I am looking to see if sellers come back in somewhere around here for a move back down to retest this low. If we break underneath and stay heavy underneath Friday's low, underneath 400, maybe we have continuation to downside for a move on the daily, all right, for some expansion. If we fail to do that, if this is a V-shaped bottom and we start to base under here, you have to be aware of this liquidity and how we can use it, because we have a ton of levels up here on the hourly it can go on hunt. Right, so not super easy, I would say. We're in a range and it's fairly decent on size, and as you can see with how we've acted this morning, this 5-minute reaction from Friday's low, pretty big, you know, 100-point reaction straight up back to test where we started to put in that low yesterday. So this is Friday's low down here, and this is yesterday's or London's low up here. We can see it more when I go to the lower time frame. All right, Friday's low here. We wicked it, changed our state of delivery, and drove straight upside into the deep pullback area. I don't know how we're going to act here into open. I really, really don't. We had war concerns overnight. Then Putin's just come out saying that he wouldn't do anything nuclear. Market is, you know, a little bit erratic right now, a little bit on edge. Remember, we had complete euphoria for that huge move up last week on election, and now we've given most, or if not all of that move back. And then we had some war news, and then we've just pumped 100 points up in what, the space of 20 odd minutes. So everyone is on edge right now, I would say, is the best way to describe this market currently. It is on edge. We're starting to back test the 20-day on the SPY, not on the ES, not on anything else, but on the SPY, we're starting to back test it. VIX has a double top up at 17, sort of 94. You might as well call it 18. Breakout of that market, it gets very, very heavy. But look at this pump off that low after we swept. Got to think shorts just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And these pumps can be extended to the upside. I think there may be a nice short setup coming today, but honestly, if we just keep trading higher, you can't step in front of it. You cannot step in front of these markets. Easy way to get killed. So, good morning, everybody. Sorry, I didn't even go through chat, did I? Good morning, DJ Noah, Jeff, Mindful Matters, Steve, Asa, Marek, all the regulars. Morning, everyone. So let's see what we get here. I'm interested if and how we react. Let's have a look from where we break down. What worries me is that double top up there, but we are coming into sort of golden pocket. VWAP up here. Interested if we start to put in some form of bearish pattern up here, something like this, at least for a retest of this area here. If we're just going to V-shape, it's going to be very hard to get involved, and we're going to go all the way up to 630 and take out this double top. Yeah, so the, what would that be? Midpoint of London. If we extend through that, 700, the level again. All right, 700, the level again, that Asia-London high. Good morning, Abe. Good morning, DJ. So no positions for me overnight. Said to the team, wasn't really interested. We talked about maybe we got extensions outside of range. So we talked about, where's last night? This here. All right, this demand level here and the supply level up here. And we talked about whether it would extend into one of these. And you can see we have the higher time frame bear flag in here for a possible rotation down, which is what we've already done. So probably Putin spooking the market a little bit this morning, but then saying he wouldn't do anything nuclear. So let's just see. Would love to see it come back down into this sort of 440 to 400 area to retest this level that we've just put in, but maybe it would just V-shape, but I really don't know today. Back testing yesterday's value area low now. One minute until open. The SPY opening right at its 20-day and VWAP, interestingly. Pretty ugly on a 5 and 15-minute chart. This moves straight back up. Straight back up after sweeping Friday's lows. So I said to my team, be very careful down here. Need to see this break and stay heavy, really, for any thought about lower prices. So here's the open. Make sure I've got you on the right chart. Let's zoom this in a little bit for you all. So morning drive with a squeeze. Seems like shorts trapped at those lows yet again. For now, like I said, I would like to see some form of short setup coming into play where it can then maybe back test down towards 450s, but it might not give it. If it's like the last few days where it's caught them and it just goes straight up, it might not give it. But I am in a phase where I think pops are starting to sell, looking at the hourly and that breakdown. But if it reclaims it, that's a very, very different scenario. As always, watching that hourly. Yeah, Ryan moved the stream to open now. Move the stream to open to help everyone. Continuation higher then. Squeeze is on. All right, definitely feels like they caught all those shorts at the lows. Oh, my days. I find it really frustrating when we get these moves happening pre-market. Really, really frustrating. This huge dump and this huge pump all happening before we even open. Makes it very, very tricky for the rest of the day. This might want to just come all the way up to 620s now, clear all those stops out. Market mixed bag. Tesla red down 1%. Meta down 0.5%. Google very close to going red to green. Amazon down almost 1%, Microsoft down 0.8%, Apple green just about, Nvidia 1.2% up. Bonds down on the day as well. Mixed bag, really mixed bag. So is this the extension interview up? Do they now take it back down into these 440s? This is the question I have in my head currently. Trading back to flow zones on the lower time frame. Good morning, Matt. Gap fill to where, Ryan? Daily, we already filled gap. Yeah, we already filled gap. This is your fill. This is the close price yesterday on the Qs. Oh, that's a lie. Complete lie. 626 is your gap fill. Yeah, potentially. This level here. Sorry, my bad. Got completely confused. We have a double top there as well. It's possible. It is possible. I wouldn't say it's not possible. But we are in bearish flow, as you can see. It's a big bearish move. This is a reprice from here into golden pocket. Need to see how, if it comes down here and how it reacts. If. It's a big if. Does it sweep this liquidity and snap, or does it find bids? You know, if we're going to think about bullish, you'd want to see it do something like this. This trend line liquidity built out here from pre-market. Zoom this in a bit. I feel like pops should be sold really, but it just depends how much of a reaction to war this is. Like I said to the team yesterday, we don't have a whole lot of news till Nvidia earnings tomorrow and then stuff coming Thursday. So I didn't expect much to happen, but you know, good old Putin scared the market and then said he wouldn't go nuclear. So at the moment he said he won't go nuclear, we get this move here. Watching this hourly right now, coming back down to value area low, which would be 91s. Watching the hourly right here. So this is the drive up, testing where we broke down from. This is the old bear flag. This is the order blocks, the where we got that big sell. Do we stay heavy here and rotate down to 91? Do we find bids here or do we start to wash? I really don't know. It is a little bit messy right now as different time frames start to battle each other. Most of the market now red other than Nvidia. So tech is in a sell. Yeah, same, Matt. Like, I find that so frustrating when it does the move and takes out liquidity and then goes up before we even get to market open. It's very, very frustrating, this market, when it does that, because it means there's no low-hanging fruits left. So it's just taken the easiest trade of the day. It's done it before 9 o'clock. So either the move down or the move back up off it. I missed both of them. This is just feels like an absolute squeeze right now. It doesn't feel like genuine bids to me. Watching the tape, I think just shorts got caught at that lows again. Again, they got caught down at the lows. So do they just squeeze it up and take out that double top high? or not. We are still trapped under view up here. Double top high up here, 620s. This feels very, very squeezy. Yeah, exactly. Low hanging fruit gone. And that's what's annoying. Continuation. All of this bullish structure just pump, 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 pump right now. Morning, Tyson. Repriced a lot of that move now for that dump down. Just gonna have to sit back and wait. Definitely looks like it wants to go and attack those 620s. Definitely does look like it wants to do that. Bears will need to come in soon, all right? If they're to make a lower high and re-attack the lows, they will need to come in soon. They can't risk it getting much higher. We're in a golden zone. So if this is going to be high, lower low, lower high, they will need to come in here for a re-attack and start covering here and then look for a breakdown here. If they don't do that, right, they are going to get absolutely smoked on this squeeze up. Problem is, these fucking morons keep coming in down here and ruining our day so that we can't get a bloody trade, right? Pre-market, for some reason, they just decided they were going to get themselves trapped. It's just so annoying. I would have loved to have got long down here, and I would love to have a short back down to here as well. But what can you do? You wake up early and they've already done it. Overreaction. Ryan, I'm not really looking for anything right now, mate. Right, so I would like to see a short here just based on a fib, but it will need a structural change. Would like to see the market give some form of move back down into this area because I don't want to buy here. So the easier move will be a short down to here, but the low-hanging fruit is gone. We took Friday's low. The only low-hanging fruit left right now is this sort of double top here, but I don't want to buy here for this. The buy was down here, so now I'm kind of stuck in no man's land, unfortunately. These shorts are gonna ruin my day, I think. I doubt I get anything because once we take this, that's game over for me. It means we've taken both sides and then I have no trade left on the table. So I only like looking for the low-hanging fruits. We've taken one side. We're probably going to pump, take the other side, and then everything's gone. There's nothing left to look at. All the way back to old point of control now. Wild. So 200-point move off that low that they put in pre-market. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. Yes, right back to view up. It's 20 days just above it. Yeah, Glenn, they're all in there in the Discord, mate. Look at the tabs on the left or go through the course. They're in the course as well. All the links are there. DJ, yeah, I mean, always more trades, but not necessarily more trades today. Yeah, not necessarily. Like we had yesterday, we had a really nice trade for low-hanging fruit, and once that was gone, I wasn't really interested in much else. That's how I like to trade. I like to trade for the easy and obvious trade on the day. And if they take both sides here, there will be nothing easy and obvious left. We will be back into a building liquidity phase because we will lack any liquidity. It would have run everyone out the market both sides. And then we will just chop all day long to trap liquidity, unless they're going to have some news event to suddenly pump another 300, 400, 500 points higher. You know, if Putin saying he won't be nuclear is that's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous, all of this anyway, to think that that comment is enough to move the market down and up like this. But hey. We will see, eh? We'll just have to see. There we go. Can't do anything really. Right now to force it. New hourly candle in 15 minutes. Market probably looks like it wants to pump. It just depends if it's going to give any form of pullback. And it looks fairly unlikely right now. Some of Mag 7 going green. Google now green on the day. Over 0.5% up. Meta flat. Nvidia 2% up. Going into earnings tomorrow, of course. Apple green as well, just about. Pretty much flat. So you will notice in the bottom left of the screen, there is a new sponsor. We've just done a deal with TickTick. All right, for me, I think they have the easiest, they're the easiest prop firm right now for straight to funding. They have the easiest rules. They have the most drawdown available, and it's cheap. It's 40% off using that link and code, FZT. So they are definitely favorable. They've been around in the market for about 4 or 5 years. I used to trade with them 3 years ago, but they've just had a rebrand and they're looking very, very good. So it's worth checking out if you're looking for, they do non-director funding, but I really like the director funding. I think the rules are very, very favorable right now. So worth checking out. Use the link in the description, code FZT. So first minor pullback of the day, still nothing really notable here. Just dancing around that view up. Why did I move away from them? I moved away when Apex first launched, that's all. So here, first notable pullback on the day. Do they get a flush back down into these levels now? All right, it's contentious. I have no idea. Maybe we get our first pullback of the day. Lots of liquidity built up here. Remember I said we'd be looking for a bearish pattern in and around this area if it comes, but I'm not going to look to join if I think shorts are absolutely trapped from here. If they're in an add scenario, I am really not interested in looking for a short. It's a very easy way of this getting blown. So it needs to be very, very clear and obvious for me that this thing wants to roll over. This is a big old squeeze. Like I said, I don't feel like this is genuine bids right now. I think this is a big old squeeze. This was your cover point underneath Friday low. So smart money started getting long here and here. This point on, this feels very squeezy. This feels like shorts going add. And the question is, if and when they're blown out, only after they're blown out, am I interested in joining? Maybe they started to get blown out up here, but there's no huge volume. Maybe this candle right here, which was high of day on New York session, maybe is enough. I don't know. Yeah, so that was the only reason Exister. Apex launched. They had a very competitive, because at the time there wasn't direct funding. So it was cheaper to go with Apex. So that's the only reason. But if you have a look, they're direct to funding. If you compare it to everyone else doing direct to funding right now, the rules are very, very, very favorable. So soaking again off flow zones. All right, so higher low, higher low. Can we sweep this? If we're going to put a squeeze on, 620s is the level, the first level. The reason I'm saying that, it is just a double top across multiple time frames. Looking at the hourly, look at the red box, we've come into supply, right? If we get through this, the top of supply is 620. If we run that, we might use their stops as juice. 638, old point of control, and then run the highs. Very, very hard. Looking at the 5 minute will help you here. Make sure I'm on the right screen, right? Double top here. We've got resting liquidity right here from within London. So London shorts, this is their stop. If we run them, I would say then you might have enough juice for this kind of move here to come and take out Asia London high. Once we get through 700s, we can reprice aggressively. But they will want a lower high here and a retest of this low. This is what I was saying. I would really like to have some form of lower high here. The reason being, from this point to this point, golden pocket, we came right into golden pocket, we came into supply on the H1, would like a retest of the low. Looks like it might start to come now. But I just don't want to get trapped here when I know shorts keep getting trapped in this market. But this is the first kill candle right now, looking better. So I want to see reaction here. Come on, Alex, get on the right chart, please. There we go. So now I'm more interested, right? Now I'm more interested. I'm more interested if we can put in this move here, come back down, retest some of these areas. If they just let this whole thing go, I'm just going to have a good old giggle and laugh. Sometimes you know what the market wants to do and you just can't get involved. So let's see. We're trading back down to an old M5 little block here. So a nice little bounce here. You will see it on the M5. Right here, down close candle. We're trading right back into it. Right here. This is probably near the 930 open as well. So I also want to keep my eye on that. Where's the 930 open? Yeah, we just traded right to 930 open as well. So keeping my eye on that level. We can mark that in if you want. Here. All right. Let's do that. It's blue, shall we? All right, so holding New York open so far. This is what I'm saying. I don't want to get involved too early. Don't want to get myself trapped on a day like today. This is, any of you who have done the course, any of you who are in the room with me, you will know what I always talk about. We don't want to get caught shorting down here. All right, we talked about it yesterday, and I said, even this morning, I'll read you my remarks this morning. Same market as the last few days. We're in a range, currently more bearish overnight, waiting to see if we start to break down to the downside, if we're going to find bids again. 400 break opens the door to 20K. Did we find bids? Yes, we found bids again down here. We broke 400, but did we stay heavy? No, we didn't. We repriced up. All right, so shorts, this is where they always go wrong. They force their hand anticipating lower prices instead of waiting for the market to stay heavy on a retest. Now we've repriced to golden zone. Now we just have to wait. The trouble is, the big problem is, the reprice now from here, we'd need to think about a fib leg down and where it might want to come into balance. I would like to see it reprice down to here and then maybe find bids if we're going to rotate again. The big issue is this right here, right? This is low-hanging fruit. This is the only low-hanging fruit left on the session right now, right? So low-hanging fruit 1 would have been a trade from here to here. Boom, that's a very nice trade. Low-hanging fruit 2 is a trade back to VWAP, right? A trade back from the low back towards VWAP and lower time frame algo. Look where we've stopped. The reason we've stopped up here. So the only low-hanging fruit left is up here. An easy trade, but not a low-hanging fruit, is back down into this. Oh, I'm on the wrong chart. What an idiot. Okay, let's try that again. Easy trade from here to here, low-hanging fruit. Once we get here, if we're not going to stay heavy, we expect to bounce back to backtest VWAP, backtest lower time frame algo. That is also a good trade. From here, I would say if we hold, yes, 620, but I don't like where we're buying. I like the buys down here. I don't want to buy here for a move up here. And the other move is if we break down to reprice into here and then a bullish pattern back up. So this is a big old range right now. So you have to respect that. We are inside a range. If you're struggling to see the range, move to a daily. And we're trading inside of previous day. Right? And that's trading inside of Friday. And we swept the lows. We swept the extremes. That's why I think today will be a little bit more tricky right now. We're running out of things, even though early in the session we're running out of things to aim for. I know that sounds ridiculous, but this move down here was a very easy trade, both the downside and the upside for it. Doesn't mean more trades won't set up. Of course, there will be more scalpable trades, more like 20, 30, 40, 50 point trades. But when we're talking about trades that I like, as you know, this right here, volume even in here would have been good. That's 100 to 200 point move, depending where you got in. Those are the type of trades I'm looking for because you don't need a lot of size and you bank an awful lot of money. So here's your first retest. All right, now look at how we're starting to pan out. If they don't hold this, if we give back New York open, this opens the gate into this area here, right? So I'm watching that New York open. Starting to rotate into sells currently in the market. So all those that went red to green are starting to go green to red. Google still green. Nvidia 1.3% up. Apple holding on by a thread. Everything else red on the session. So if we get a rotation into a sell underneath New York, if we start to let go, I think we can reprice. Let's call it 465s, 460s basically, all the way down to 420s. And then I'd want to see if this area here, right, where volume stepped in, where we had engulfing candles or imbalances, whatever you want to call it, do we get bullish in here or do we flip that and then move down? Those would be the questions for the remainder of the session. That's the only thing I can think of other than that drive back up into 420s. Once we get through 420s, we can think about London Asia highs, but that first step would be to get through 620s. God, you can tell I'm tired. Can't wait for my holiday. 626. We get through that and we stay in a pump. We can drive up to 700. So those are the either or scenarios right now. That's just how it is. Unfortunately, I am one of those traders, those who have turned up on stream over and over again will know I'm one of those traders, I stick to my rules. If it doesn't give me the trade I want, I'm not going to get involved. I've learned my lesson from that. So building out liquidity here, both sides. So if it's going to flag, this is your flag. If it's going to roll, this is your roll, and you need to be thinking under here. It needs to stay heavy under here. Anything up here is high risk because low-hanging fruit, again, is up here right now. We're right at VWAP. We're right at that lower time frame algo. So if we reprice that, we can reprice 20-day, gap fill, high time frame algo, and what is this red line? Ah, that's yesterday's level. I might leave that in. That looks pretty good. So no trades for me yet, unfortunately. I'm just going to be patient here. New hourly candle coming in 90 seconds. I'm just going to check the news. So if any of you didn't know, the reason all of this is happening is yesterday or Sunday, it might have been actually, Biden gave authority for Ukraine to use American missiles within Russia. It's the first time it's happened. All right, so that puts way more increased tensions on because that's America officially getting involved in that war, more than just giving money. All right, so they were worried about retaliation. And then Russia came out this morning. So I'm just reading that article. Russia came out this morning and said it would not go nuclear, basically, no matter what, which is a positive response. White House also talking about nuclear stuff this morning. So this morning, Russia said it would update its nuclear doctrine, but they've said that they wouldn't retaliate in a nuclear fashion. So market on edge. ES cannot get through VWAP. SPY is above VWAP. So session VWAP, we're above, but we can't get through it on the ES. So the futures market being held down. Same as NQ. NQ currently below VWAP. Again, we are building out liquidity here. Here is your liquidity trend. Here is your first failure of backtest, but this can be a creation of flag. The easiest short will be if we dunk and stay heavy under here. Remember, this is the kind of area we were interested in the short from. The reason for that being that we failed. We started making bearish structure or potential consolidation structure if they hold it. But if we fail golden zone, we can expect a trade back down into this pocket here. Both from a fib point of view, from a daily point of view, just from a structure point of view, it all kind of lines up. So if you're looking for this, you can think about shorts. If we stay heavy, you have to be cautious with your size here. If they just turn a pump on, it's going to be nasty. Because we've built a collection of stops in. Let me zoom this in a little bit. Definitely a battleground here in front of New York Open. Half an hour into the session, so new hourly bar here. And we're sitting right at point of control. Okay, right at point of control. See that? Right here. Right, so we broke down from this bear flag on the hourly, pumped all the way back up, failed this bear flag, failed supply. You can see this red block. Okay, but we are stuck right at point of control. If it builds out here, this is the thing that's contentious. If it builds out there, what are we doing? We are building liquidity. And then this break uses a move to here, a move to here, and then a full reprice into that key 800 level where we originally broke down from. This is why it's tricky when you're trading ranges, why I don't love continuations in ranges. I like the easy trades, Failed breakouts, trade back inside. Failed breakouts, trade back inside. Those are the easier trades in ranges. Continuations can be very, very tricky in range plays because you get so fixated on looking for a trend trade and you're not in a trend yet. Are we going to start to let go here? It's the question. New York Open is key. Do me a favor, guys. 40 of you watching, hit that like and subscribe button for me right now. Help me get this stream moving. Would be very, very much appreciated. Yesterday, we got it well over 50 likes. Let's see if we can do the same today. I know yesterday we had 3 banging trades. Nothing yet on the session for me, but we will get something. It will come. Still holding on to that New York Open for now. Do we start to let go here, or are they going to turn the pump on through point of control up to that 620? You can see its battlegrounds, right? You can see its battleground. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. This should have been clear and obvious here, but they should have failed, right? Shorts needed to come back in here. This moved down. Shorts needed to come back in there for the push, and they didn't. So maybe if they catch enough shorts off guard, maybe they go for those 620s. I really don't know right now. And I'm not going to get into a 50-50 trade. I like the shorts, but it's not giving me the signal for that rotation back towards 400 or 440. It is building bullish structure here. Right. For a move back up to here. Use these stops maybe as the fuel to go potentially right now. Starting to look very, very good at holding. There you go. There's the drive. So no short signal yet. Everything's still bullish. Flow zone still bullish. Holding bullish structure. Holding New York Open. ES can't get through VWAP. Annoyed. Yeah, I'm not annoyed. Like, I get frustrated when I have good plans and then I can't execute because they take it from me. You know, it's when they do this pre-market, it's very annoying. I would have happily taken this move or this move. But what I don't want to do is take this. So when they give such clean moves before the open, it definitely gets a bit frustrating. Because I know, I've been here long enough, right? I know that the easy move's gone. So do I want to get in here and try and get long? Do I want to get in here and try and get short? No, because I don't like either. The draw can be 620. If they fail New York, it can be back down to reprice. Right, so this right here, until it's very, very obvious, until we do this or this is building liquidity. We talked about it on stream. Why do I hate this? Because once we take low-hanging fruit, we talk about it every morning. Once we take low-hanging fruit, to do anything else, we have to chop. We have to build liquidity. So if they're going to trap shorts, they have to build it for this. If they're going to trap longs, they have to build it for this. Does that make sense? Whereas I like it where it's very clean and obvious and really nice, easy trade like we had yesterday. Really obvious that we wanted to trade upside first. But it's all right. It's all right. It's just, it is what it is. You know, sometimes I wish I was a bit more loose with how I trade, I guess. But I have to stick to my system. And look, like the conditions don't match. Lower time frame bullish, higher time frame bearish right now, because we're underneath the lower time frame algo. So we're not even in multi-time frame alignment, which is what I like to see. I like to see multi-time frame alignment. Now, if we get above this lower time frame algo, it will go into a liquidity building phase on the higher time frame until we get up to the higher time frame algo. The lower time frame algo is below the higher time frame algo at the moment, which means we're in a sell on higher time frame. That's why it's like, this is what I talk about. I even posted a short about it yesterday. The easier trade is a pro trend trade. You want weekly, daily, 4 hour, 15 minute, 5 minute, all in alignment. If they all say bullish, you're looking for bullish patterns on a 1 minute. If they all say bearish, you're looking for bearish patterns on a 1 minute, 2 minute, however you execute. Right now, we're in a range. Look at the hourly, we're in a range, right? We're in a range. We built a bear flag, we dropped down this morning, then we soaked straight back up. We're in a range. So what are we in? Who knows? We're building liquidity on that higher time frame. Whatever those market makers want to do is what we're in. They haven't really shown their hand fully yet. So these are the days where it's not frustrating. It's just like, maybe if I had just focused a bit more on the charts earlier rather than anything else, I could have caught, you know, a nice 100-point, 200-point trade up. But you can't get a trade every day, and it's important to know you're not going to get winners every day. Starting to curl here. All right, it is starting to curl here. This right here is starting to curl. Here's your downtrend. If they're starting to hold bids above here, this becomes more probable. Have to hold bids above these levels where it's just broken from. ES still cannot get through VWAP, right? So ES is under its VWAP still. VIX holding just under 17s right now, 1687. New 5-minute bar coming. So do they use a 5-minute bar for the drive? Promise you, lots of people are getting chopped up in this right now. Look how nice this move is. How clean this is to trade. Oh, what happened there? Just disappeared. Let's do this again. This, bear flag, bear flag, bear flag, bear flag, bear flag, sweep, manipulation, bull flag, bull flag, bull flag, bull flag, crap. Right? This is liquidity building. ES cannot get through that VWAP. So it's above yesterday's low. It's trapped between yesterday's low and VWAP. Very tight range on the ES. Very similar to NQ, but yesterday's low is all the way down here. If they start failing this level, you know that the buyers are in here. So then they might use the liquidity downside. Like I said, I don't know which way it wants to use it right now, which is why I'm waiting. We're just building out. Like I said, lots of people getting trapped in here. Lots and lots of people. Really, this range is 65 to 25. There's a 20-point range because every extension outside of this so far failed, right? Build liquidity. Trap everyone. Eventually, it will use it. Either like this, or like this, or it will do a fake out, or it will do a fake out. That's why I'm being patient here. Not interested in getting chopped up. Had a good day yesterday, so really not interested. ES holding its previous day low again. Structure on a lower time frame is bullish right now, but we are trading into higher time frame supply in a range, right? We're trading into higher time frame supply. This is where we failed from this morning pre-market. This is the order block pre-market on the hourly. This is the bear flag trend, and this would be a retest all the way up here into point of control after sweeping. So who knows? I'm sure it'd be much better on stream if I was firing in long and short and trying to make money, but I just can't do that, team. I can't. I'm not going to be that person who takes a trade to try and look good on stream. I have to trade my plan. There is nothing here for me to do right now. I definitely don't want to be thinking about longs in a golden pocket, and I don't want to be thinking about shorts when we haven't moved to a sell. So I'm just flat. That's all I can do. Happy to talk about anything else. Tell you what we can talk about. Those of you on stream who want to do the course, I am going to launch a Black Friday sale with $100 off. I haven't launched it yet. I haven't put any information out, but if you are one of the people waiting, you can use code Black Friday, all in capital letters, on my website, and you can get access to the course on demand. And my indicator will come for free and the Discord for free. All right, so if you use code Black Friday, you'll get all of that. I will do some artwork for it later in the week. And it will run until the Monday after Thanksgiving. Oh, well, that's news to my ears. Thanks, Noah, because I know most people have very short attention spans, and what they want to see is people hammering in 10 to 15 contracts. $100 off, $100 off. It would be the last, probably the last sale of the year, and prices will go up next year, probably fairly significantly. Okay, so that was a stop run again. Where's my drawer? All right, so we had stops here. They pop these stops, and then they trade back inside. So do they want to come and pop these stops? And they're going to do the same thing over and over again. They're going to keep building and building and building and building until they've got a sufficient amount of liquidity built the wrong side of the trade to where they want to go. All right, to where they want to go. So buyers came in here, tried to bid, got slammed on. Can they use them stopping out, coming down here now? No idea. Like we said, we're in a 40-point range, really. That's it. That you can see now why I got frustrated when we were here, even before open, because I knew what was coming. I knew once we do this move, we have to chop to do anything else. So just understanding the market will help you with that. Once we take an external level, we have to build liquidity to do anything else, which means we are in a crap environment until we break out of this range that we're in right now. That's probably why you could sense me getting frustrated. It's just like, why couldn't they have just let us have that easy trade, either downside or upside? Why did they have to do it before the open? Couldn't Putin have just waited until 9:45 to open his mouth? Someone get on the phone to him. I saw a documentary, I think it's on Netflix, so I just put into my watch list last night, actually, about a relationship between Putin, America, and the Cold War. It's like a 6-part series, so I'm going to start watching that later. Be interesting. A very young Putin in that. dating back to early Bush days. Think even before he was in Bush Jr., that is. So there's a seller on the tape. He's been there a little while now. 127 contracts up at 600. Not much above him. Gets a little bit thin until we get towards sort of 670. Nothing downside. There's really nothing downside. Which means, in theory, a magnet should be towards 600. And then I wouldn't be surprised if he lifts that and moves it to 620. But let's see. We'll see what he does. So the question is really, is this reaccumulation to go higher? Or is this going to be distribution back down in this consolidation? Structure on the low time frame remains bullish. Okay, it remains bullish. Easier move would be to 620 right now. Holding above New York Open. ES now through VWAP. So ES starting to drive up to its 20-day. Maybe this is the move. Do they get a clean breakout? Does volume start to step in here? Can they run these stops and start to extend up to 620 and beyond? So someone's selling into 575 again. Yes, back under VWAP. So you can see they continue to do this dance, and they will continue to do it until they feel like they've got one side trapped. Right at point of control. Again, right at point of control. Point of control's right here. Old point of control's up here. This is the old bear flag trend. This is old supply that we created this morning at 6 a.m. Right, so back testing that supply level. Multi-time frame bulls will get involved here. We get above this and we hold price for extensions. What's my rules? I don't get long in supply, right? That's why I can't get long right now. Can't get long in a golden zone in supply. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it, Tyson. It's in a wedge, trading inside bar, inside bar, inside bar, daily and M15. This is what I'm saying. They need to get alignment with what they're going to do and then do it. And then it probably gets a rather big expansion. Yeah, the thumper, the VWAP on Top Step X, that means you're trading on, is a joke. As is the EMAs and SMAs. I've messaged them tons of times over it. I don't know why their coding is so bad. If you zoom out on Top Step X, the VWAPs will move based on the candles on your chart, which is stupid. I don't know what to say. Their coding's bad. What can I say? I don't know why they do it. So you're probably better off if you have room, either having a trading view chart or use like a 15-minute chart and put a VWAP on that, and that will show you a truer VWAP. Yeah, I don't know why they can't fix the coding on it. It's really obvious. I don't know why they can't let people add their own codes. You know, the whole point in TradingView is that it's basically open source, but you know, that has been one of the biggest contentions on Topset X since it launched. If you go to the requests, it's been on there forever, and they just like ignore it, which is madness. So I think it's probably because it's calculating based on their traders and their traders only. I'm not interested in tilt from their traders or VWAP from their traders. I'm interested in what the institutions are doing. So that's the only thing I can think of why. Yeah, if you zoom out to like an M15 or something, it will give you a better VWAP. Yeah, I knew it. Been that problem forever. It's really weird. I don't know why. I've even messaged Michael personally about it because I think it's problematic. You know, there are some traders out there who are just VWAP traders. They just trade VWAP and standard deviations off VWAP. And if you're providing them with wrong information, then they're going to get in and out of trades at the wrong time. So doing that dance, ES still cannot get a close on a 5-minute above its VWAP, and it can't get a close in the last 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes below its previous day low. So it's trapped in a very, very tight range, same as we are. So maybe now it makes sense why you could see me being like, well, this is crap. Why I got frustrated. I knew this was coming. But I do agree with Tyson. At some point, we will break out of this, and it will probably be explosive because the longer we are here, the more volume is going to get trapped here. No worries, Sampa. Yeah, no worries. So volume trying to step in here to drive higher. So can this now be the move? We're at the top of the range now. Can they extend this into 620 basically? So it's going to have to pop through 590s and then get into 620s. If they keep selling this range, we're going to keep doing the dance back and forth and back and forth. ES above VWAP for the first time. Got to close above VWAP. Can they hold VWAP on this pullback into it? The easiest short will be if we roll and we get here, stuck under here, because this will be buyers trapped, and that will be an easier short. The easier long will be if we start to base above. Again, running out of things to aim for. Building liquidity here, which is not good. This sort of trend line liquidity. Yeah, that's a good idea, Matt. Put an alert on your chart. Great idea. Encourage people to do that. Yeah. We said it will happen. It's got a long way to go, Dixie, though. Long, long way to go. Trouble is there was a big rotation out of gold into Bitcoin. Bitcoin now at just under 92,000. So when they rotated out of gold, they alleviated pressure on Dixie, which allowed Dixie to start moving back up. Yeah, Coop, that's exactly it. They had all the fun, buddy. In about an hour period, they had all the fun for the day. Matt, you want to do that more? You mean like use alerts more? They're really good. If you're not streaming like me, you can just use alerts, you know, go for a walk. Even if you're staying in your house, go and do something else. Stop looking at the screens. If you're a guy that pushes buttons for the sake of pushing buttons because you're tempted by the screens, alerts will save you. Really will save you. Put an alert and leave. Don't come back until that alert goes off. It would mean that you're only trading at your key levels when you do that. It's a really good idea. Here goes ES then. ES starting to drive, right? Testing its lower time frame algo and the 20-day here. So now you got to think, can SPY drive back up to its pre-market highs? Here goes the market, finally making that move. Finally making that move on the market as we drive higher. 600, 620s will be the level it wants to aim for. If it can get going, right? If it's not a failed breakout. So the curl finally started to happen. All the deep pullbacks started to hold. I'm in this long for a little bit of continuation. Looking to see if we can get right up to that 620. I have to start trimming some off into 600 here. Just protect myself a little bit. Don't want a failed breakout into supply. So I entered right here on this bull flag once we started to go. Quick on the trigger. Once I saw this volume step in. Very careful with a failed breakout here, which is my stop is above break even now. Locked some in. Here we go. Through 600, I'm looking for 620. I'm looking to peel some off into, well, the exact level would be 625, but like we said, we had that seller at 600. He just got filled. I'm very cautious of that failed breakout like we talked about. Very, very typical move here. If we fail up here, breakout buyers came in and didn't sell, this is what we will get. They will need bulls, like I said, they will need to hold now this level here and base to go up. If they can't do that, they're in big old trouble. You get breakout buyers trapped above a range, you get failure of that range, we trade back downside. So I just grab some of the momentum. I'm still in with the runners here. Stops move to 78. And my entry is at 73.75 right on this wick right here. And my stop's now up here somewhere. Marek, this is worse than sitting in a restaurant waiting for a meal. Yeah. It's just tricky, man. It is tricky when they do this. I really want to just see it drive up now with my runners. That would make me vaguely happy on the day at least. Here we go. Here we go. Can we get a move through 620? I'll take one more off if we can get to 620. Refresh seller there. Is he on the tape? They've got a seller at 625 and there's nothing really until 660s. So I'd like to take one off and then hold one more. Don't really want to see it sell back under 600 now. Don't really want to see that happen. All right, ES now into its supply level as well. SPY a little bit off that pre-market, well, pre-market shelf, let's say, not pre-market high. 587. Here's the 600 test. If they don't soak this, I'd be very, very cautious. They need to soak this and drive it higher now. So I'm moving my stop up a little bit underneath that swing low that we just put in into 82s. Right, good soak off 600. They need to make a new high now, break of structure through 11s. We're looking for a new high and a drive up into and around these lines. So 620 and then gap fill and then 20-day and higher time frame algo. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So here we go. Taking one more partial there, holding my runner now. So comfortably into the money now. 50 points up on this trade now. Had to wait for it. Had to wait for it. So what we might get now, if bulls really take control, is like a quasi. If they need to build some more here, they might do this. These are the next levels. We can think about London, Asia as well. All right, we can think about these levels up here. Once we get through and base above 620, not until then. It needs to get above here, base here, and then it has a chance to move into 700. Remember, if we move through 700, we're looking for that 800. The 800 is the back test on this hourly of supply up here. This is the level we've had in since we started breaking down. So we're just looking for back tests right now, but right now we're in mid-range. Needs to get through 620 to open the gate towards 700. We've got lots of stops there, like 695, 691. Pop that, maybe we get 728. Pop that, we definitely come up here because this is thin. Everything in here is thin. Had to be patient for it today. So still in, one contract left. I'm just going to trail this as high as it will let me take it. Move my stop up a little bit towards 600 now. I'm going to lock in another 25 points on this no matter what. Stops up here underneath this low, just here. We'll see if we can get extensions. Nice. 660 would be good. Just looking at the tape, not at the levels. There's a seller up there. Like I said, they might need to build more liquidity here. And if they do, they might well take my runner out, but that's fine. Locked in 50 points. Yeah, exactly. Mine's the same, Ryan. That's exactly where mine is. Not willing for it to come any more under that, because if it snaps 600 and it snaps that, there's a good chance it fades all the way back into the range. I mean, exactly the same point as you. Right here, I'm not willing to give this back. That's another 15 points on the move. Looking good here, though, for extension now. Flow zone starting to open out. Right, this is good, a good sign. We're probably going to get a little bit squeezy here. And most of tech is going green now. Apple now green on the day. Amazon green on the day, Google green on the day, Nvidia green on the day, Tesla green on the day, Meta about to go red to green on the day, Microsoft not far away. Looking good. Looking good. What am I trading? I'm trading the NQ. Glenn, I entered once we started breaking. I didn't enter in all of this because I didn't know. I entered right here on this bull flag when volume came in. That was key. I needed to see volume come in because then I knew that we were ready to go upside. And I also needed to see ES. You would have heard me kept talking about ES has to get above the VWAP. Once ES got a 5-minute close above the VWAP, felt good about this. This is looking fantastic now. Moving my stop up with this because we're starting to get extended through the 620s. So my stop's right up there now. It can take me out if it wants. I don't know how much higher we're going to go. So my stop's right up there trailing it now into 622. So right underneath the current 1-minute bar. Because I just don't want to give too much back. I'm already going to give 10 points back if it takes me out from the high. We're in squeeze territory now. Bulls are going to chase this now. I'm not adding to this. Almost taking me out there. Very, very, very close and soaked straight back off. Beautiful. Can we extend higher? So my stop's at 622 on my runner. Yes, it took 620. That's right. So take a part. Make sure you take a partial there. Ryan, the volume indicator on this one is volume by Sati. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So starting to drive upside now. So now we are thinking about gap is now filled, all right? Gap is now filled, so you can take more partials. 20 days up here, higher time frames up here, and you have London, Asia highs into 690. So the final target would be all the way up into 690 if it goes. I've moved my stop up a little bit more here in case we're just going to absolutely slam it down. So it can take me out here and I will lock in more money. So stops now at 623.75, right on that candle close, low. Love it, Aid. Past 2 combines on that move. Beautiful. We just had to wait for it, you know. We had to wait for the market to show its hand. I mean, then we just join the momentum when it's there. All right, just wicked me out on that. Oh, my stop might have been a tick too high there without me realizing. Never mind. Hopefully it goes down a little bit now to make me feel better about jumping out. But that was very, very nice. Very, very nice. We have to remove my indicators so you can see everything. Was worth waiting for, wasn't it? Hit me with some W's in chat if you got some of this long. I'm going to post this for the team now. All right, so here you can see my long. So I entered on this bull flag once we started breaking and trimmed profits on the way up, and I'm out now. Just trailed it a little bit too tight without realizing, but it's going to start to break down here. So that's beautiful. Low hanging fruit trade to 620. We said we'll take that trade if and when it sets up. And it eventually set up. So Tyson got it, Ryan got it, Steve got it, Thumper got it, Jeff got it, 20 points green, Noah got it. Aaron, is it possible to have TradingView signals show a strong buy, which also takes into account larger volume? Interesting. I'll see if I can code that. Not a bad thought. Matt Scott didn't get it. You only just jumped on stream, Foster Scott. Don't worry. Marek got it. Tyson, beautiful, mate. That's a lot of money. 2 grand there. Think about calling it a day. Aaron and Taylor got it. Matt R got it. Look at those W's in chat. That's 2 days in a row, guys. 2 days in a row. We've smashed it. It took patience. Like we said, the only low-hanging fruit trade left was this level here and the gap fill. But what we didn't want to do is buy here and get slammed on, and buy here and get slammed on, buy here and get slammed on. Volume here was the indication, right? Once this stepped in, this was telling us, shorts, you're about to get smoked. See you later. And then we jump in to ride that momentum. Yeah, volume was the indicator there that we needed to use. So now we've got initial balance. So do we have trend day? What's the rules? IB high. If we hold the IB, potential trend day. if this becomes a failed auction, we will trade back down to VWAP. If we do that, we will have left shoulder, head, possible right shoulder, and trade back down to IB low. All right, so again, my feeling now is all the low-hanging fruit has gone. Every low-hanging fruit trade on this session is gone. We've had it. We got that move before the market. This is why I get frustrated. I'm just going to explain it again. Low-hanging fruit before the market, once we started breaking down up here, was to take Friday's low, right here. This was a low-hanging fruit trade. This here was a low-hanging fruit trade back to VWAP and back to a fib of this golden zone. This is a low-hanging fruit trade back. Once we get in here, we have to wait. The only levels left it could come and take was this here, which we've now taken, or trade back down into here. And we didn't know in here, it's 50-50. Does it want to do this? And we would take that move here for that. Or does it want to trade up? And we took this move for it. That's it. It's gone. It's been and gone now. It's runners only now. And now we need to zoom out and think about where we could go to. So for those of you holding runners, on the hourly now, you need to be thinking about 690. Can we trade up to 690? All right, if we trade up to 690, we can also think about daily. Where do we backtest once we take 20-day? Where do we backtest? We backtest 5-day. Oh, let's get rid of that. Where is that 5-day currently at? Let's have a look. 788. All right, so if it really wants to extend 788, we can think about a fib from all-time high to current low. Think about where value would be there. So yeah, I would be holding runners now only for moves into 690, 725. If we get through that, we're going to reprice into 800. But look how we're having trouble here. Now we've hit previous day close. All right, now we close the gap. Cash gap's done. You're welcome, Aaron. You're welcome, everyone in chat. Minix, don't worry. Look, don't beat yourself up over that, Minix. All right, sitting through that is tough, and then not trading it is also okay. It's okay. It just requires practice and patience. You can see how patient I was today, how frustrated I was, and I was like, I'm gonna have to let this build out. I knew I couldn't trade until that had finished building out. You would have seen it in me, all right? And I knew, I kept calling the two options. We get underneath New York Open, we trade down. We curl. I said, if we curl and we hold, we can keep doing this, but we're going to have to wait to know. We have to know shorts are stuck. The only way to really know that is when we break through it and when volume comes in. This is not just buying volume, as in this isn't just breakout buys entering the market here and here. This is shorts covering. When they cover, they buy back the market. They caused this squeeze. I said it all morning, right? They caused this whole thing is shorts. Smart money bought here, but shorts went, I'm going to add here, 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 add here. How do I know that? There's no pullback. There was no pullback to let buyers in. This is shorts tripping over themselves. That's what it is. Then here, finally, golden zone, first pullback. We talked about it. This was the first pullback in the session. I said it has to hold over here now. Once it breaks here, this is the start of the pivot, and then volume came in, bang, we're off to the races. Hopefully that makes sense for you all. I talked about it the whole way through while we were waiting. We've been here now for, I don't know, an hour and 15 minutes. Is that right? Just over an hour and 15 minutes. We had to wait for that trade. Oh, look at that. Wrong, wrong chart. Dang. Sorry, dude. Right, let's go again. Let's go again. Low hanging fruit trade. Why I got frustrated. Once we broke down, low hanging fruit trade was this down to Friday low. It gave lots of opportunities to get in if you're at your desk. Bear flag. Look at the structure. Bear flag, bear flag, bear flag, bear flag, sweep, reprice, bull flag, and then we trade up without any real pullback. The reason we do that is shorts are adding, shorts adding, shorts adding, shorts adding, shorts adding, shorts adding, shorts adding. It doesn't need to pull back because these shorts that are adding are then stopping out instantly. So this guy stopped out instantly. This guy stopped out instantly. These guys stopped out instantly. When they stop out, we drive upside because they're covering back. They're buying back the market. The first notable pullback is this right here. All right, this is the 9:30 open candle. We pull back and we held it. This here was the first time when I thought maybe we can trade upside now, but I had to wait. We built lots of liquidity here and we built this trend line here, which I said is a little bit worrying. Once we pivoted over, I said we're starting to curl. We're holding the flow zones. We're starting to curl. We need to wait. Once this move here happened, big push, pullback above this level. I know that looks messy, so let me zoom in so you can see it clear. These were the key signatures telling you that the market wanted to go higher. Right? Look at the size of this candle and then low volume pullback, and then the size of this candle. Volume started stepping in, left imbalance, push pull, and we're away to the races, right? So it's just having your eyes on these, holding these levels. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Look at that. Even while we've been talking, a hold of the IB high. We may very well go into a trend day now, but we have had the low hanging fruit trade. All right. So we talk about that on stream a lot. I want the low hanging fruit trades. That's what I want to trade. I'm not interested in anything else really other than a low hanging fruit trade. If we build sufficient liquidity above IB, then we can trade all the way upside for sure. But the best trade is the one we got, or actually the best trade was the one we didn't get, was this. That was the best trade. This is the second best trade, and this was the only good trade from New York Open. It's the only good trade. We got it, so we can't ask for much more. Glenn, you use Quant Tower and they have an indicator called Power Trades. They set it for 500 minis to be traded in less than 3 seconds and ES to 15 minis in less than 3 seconds. They both went off at 575. Yeah, which is basically where I entered, right? My entry was 573.75. So perfect. Ryan, would I be looking for a significant pullback before getting involved again since we're at the daily high? The only trade I'm not going to consider another one, but the only trade I would consider is a bullish trade over IB high. And like I said, we'd be looking for those moves into hourly levels. All right, so really what we need to do now is think about this. This can be a flip block. Zoom in a bit here for you. Right, we're at value area high, so we need to be a little careful. But as long as we can create demand here, flip this block into demand, we can push up to the first level here into 695, 723. If we break that, we are so thin, we will probably drive all the way up to here, because if we look left, right, we're just obeying structure. If we look left, this is the top of the range. So I've got to be very careful. Well, let's just call it 682's top of the range. So our range really is this. Right, so I don't like longs at the top of the range, but there is a but here. If this was a spring to trade up to the top of the range, if we create demand here or we create demand above the range, we can fill into here, because where's the volume? There's no volume here, and this is where we broke down on Friday. There's literally no volume here. It could really just cut straight through this and trade back up to old point of control, 21,100. Not saying it does that today, but that's what I'm thinking about for the week. All right, check out Discord, Ryan. Look what we talked about. We have to see if bids come in down here. We talked about it. Don't want to be getting trapped short down here. It's the most common thing that traders do, is they get trapped short at the lows. I don't want to get trapped long at the top of the range when we've already rotated now what, 250 points? We need to see structure and then go. Otherwise, no trader. That's why I kept saying runners only now. It's runners only now. You could have entered on that IB retest when I was talking. And I know you love that trade specifically. You take that trade a lot, right? This trade here, initial balance retest, long. Here's your microstructure if you were late. Extension, 20-day here. This is key level from yesterday. I can actually get rid of that. And into higher time frame algo. If we start repricing above higher time frame algo, this is going to go into bullish. David S, what does the algo do? Can you expand on that question? Do you mean the indicator I'm using, or if you expand for me, I'll try and answer it for you. So do me a favor, everyone that got a W from that, everyone who learned something this morning, please do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Here every day. I think we're 4 for 4 on the week so far as we continue to extend higher now. Hey, I love that, Aaron. Aaron's up 5K on this. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. We got there in the end. We got there in the end. You just got to stick with me on stream. I will always like teach you and tell you what trades I'm looking for. You just got to stick with me. I can't force in. I have to stick to my rules. It can be boring for you. I'm sure it gets really boring when I'm frustrated and saying there's nothing for me to do yet. That's all right, Ryan. Well, look, Ryan, you got that trade up, right? You got this move up to through till 620. So it's like 50-point move. That's a good move. Don't worry. Like one trade a day should be enough, you know? You nail one trade a day. That's all you need. Only 30 likes on this stream. Wow. Thanks, Aaron. So that key level from yesterday, that red line, definitely showing up again. Sorry, guys, just having to go through private messages quickly. Oh, sorry, Jeff. That's just automatic thing. Let me know how I can help. Looking pretty good here. Yeah, so low hanging fruit trades have gone for the session. Gone for the session. ES has a little bit further to go to fully reprice into PDC. 590. Right, so if you're trading ES, it has a little bit longer to go. Gonna get rid of this red line. That's just a key level from yesterday. Look at the back test though. Everyone that says these don't work, where do we back test? 20-day SMA. 20-day SMA. Everything I teach, rotational trades, where do we trade from? Extensions, where do we trade to? Mean reversions. What's a mean reversion on a daily? 20-day. That's your 0 sigma. So we'll probably get a close today. By the time market opens tomorrow, the 5-day would have moved down a bit. It would be very, very close to that 20-day. And then we have to see what kind of dance we do there. I'm going to be right back, team. Back shortly. So what I would now say is you have to stick bullish. You have to stick bullish in this until proves otherwise. Don't be that person that's saying it's up too high. It really isn't up too high. That doesn't also, just because I'm saying stick bullish doesn't mean you buy up here. But really, it's given you no reason to get short. All right, once we took liquidity at the lows, buy signal came in up here. You could have even bought down here if you were really paying attention. We're in a buy. Everything after that was a pullback buy on flow zones. We entered here. We've taken out key levels, but we are not bearish. We're not going to be bearish unless it puts in bearish structure. That's going to take a lot for it to do. The fact that we took Friday's low and traded upside is fairly telling, I would say. Could really look at yesterday's high now, potentially. Happy birthday to one of our members, Razorback. I don't know if you're in stream. Happy birthday, mate. Hope you have a good one. So continuation higher. Everything just looks like it wants to trade higher right now. All flow zones holding. Shorts are absolutely cooked today, honestly. I felt it as soon as we did this move this morning. Shorts were going to get cooked. I was just waiting for them to build liquidity of enough shorts re-entering the market. Nine more likes till we get to 50. No, that's a lie. We need way more than that. 16 more likes. Come on, team. Help me out. Share the video on your socials. If you made money today and you've got some friends who trade, maybe they're stuck. Maybe they need a helping hand. Maybe they could learn from the stream. Bring them over. Help me build this community. They don't even have to do the course. I'm here every day for free. It would just be nice to have a good community here where we all trade together. So eventually you guys will be super good and you'll be able to call out really nice action as well. All about trading together, just like you would in a real firm. You need to be trading together. Some of my best years in small caps, it was when I was trading in a private room with some guys from S&P Capital. We would call any trade out that we were looking at together, and we had trust in each other, and we made some good money together. Trade your own book, of course. You don't have to do what I do. This is not financial advice. You are in charge of your own book. I just trade and try and call and teach as I see it. So stuck at the 20-day for now. Holding price over yesterday's PDC. Well over the initial balance high. We're in bullish structure. Continues to extend. So yeah, I missed the re-entry on this on the initial balance high. Look how good that model is. Just so clean off the IB high. Another 60 points up off that now. Can't be entering up here though. But very good. Yeah, absolutely, Aaron. Absolutely. Market is waiting for NVIDIA earnings tomorrow. And then you have news on Thursday, but the market's absolutely waiting for that. We talked about it yesterday. And I said it really depends, right, what the market wants to do. Is it a pump to sell the news? Was this a dip to scoop it? Let's have a look at NVIDIA right now. Go back onto an hourly chart. I mean, on an hourly, it looks like a really good inverse head and shoulders on NVIDIA, which it's held. We can trade up to sort of 45 if it trades through that. You know, the fact that we put a high in of 149.95 seems a little bit sus to me. I would not be surprised to see the market come up there. We've been up there once, twice, 3, 4 times on hourly candles and not broken. So tons of swing shorts are not stuck up there, but have their stops up there. It would not surprise me to see that do it. So I would want that down close candle today, the top of it underneath the 20-day to hold. So really, I think NVIDIA sort of needs to hold 142. If NVIDIA can hold 142, then it has a chance to start making that move up. Shorts are going to start to get uncomfortable from where we are now. We've just broken out through that 143.50. If it starts to trade upside and shorts start to get scared into earnings, and their earnings historically have been very good, they could be in trouble. If we do a fib from that all-time high to the pullback low of 137, an extension to the 161 would be all the way up to 157.66. So if we really went for a ripper, that could be target 1. If we went to do a 2 standard deviation of this pullback, it would be all the way up to 162. So plenty of room if it can run up there. Wow, we've still got an hour left till lunch. Incredible. I feel like I've been here for ages today. Yesterday went really quick. Today went a bit slow, probably just because of that chop. How long were we in that? Really from the open until 10:25. So we spent an hour waiting, basically. That's probably why it feels super slow to me. Coming into the higher time frame algo right now. This is your previous day high up here. So this would be the next target. And if we get through PDH, really you're going to be trading into the top of the value area high from this week. If we get through that, you've got an extension into 723, might as well call it 25, and we get through that, the door is open to 800, right? So if we get through 725, really this previous day high, the door is open up into here. What is this line here? Have a quick look. I don't know what that is, but that can go in the bin. Oh, it's an old IB high. Okay, that's fine. All right, so no longs up here. That doesn't mean you go short. No longs up here. Your risk profile is off now. The way I trade, my risk profile would now be off. You're building liquidity here. This is primed to get swept at some point. So I'll be looking for bear traps if we're going to get continuation, right? You'd want to see these guys get swept out, bears get stuck, and something like this would be really nice if we're really going to continue. But I'd be very, very cautious. The easy move has gone. If it's going to start to rotate, can do that. Try and be focused on the easy, obvious moves. Yeah, try and be focused on the easiest, obvious moves all the time. Yeah, it's tough that, Ryan. But like, just remember, you got a good trade today, right? Just remember, you got a good trade today. So you compound that by, let's say you get 3 good trades a week, and you compound that times by 4. It's good money. Yeah. Exactly. Be happy with what you've got. Yeah. Be grateful, give gratitude. Be thankful you've got a skill where you can look at a chart and you can make money from it. Incredible, really, when you think about it. And then, you know, if the trade sets up, if another opportunity sets up, by all means take it. But don't be biased in your head, craving the dopamine hit or craving more money when we've taken all the key levels, really. The only thing left is up here. Look at that tag of the higher time frame algo in 20-day. Someone clever backtested that and put it in a script for you all to have that join the course. We get through this algo, we're going to shift higher time frame to bullish. The best bullish move, though, will be when the lower time frame algo crosses this higher time frame algo, and then flow zones all support. That won't happen today. That would need to happen later in the week. Blow my own trumpet there, Foster Scott. But it's pretty good. It's I'm very glad I did all that back testing on it. Tyson, I just got your email. I'm going to add you right now, buddy. As soon as I get off stream, I'll check out the video or whatever it is you've sent for me to check out. But I'm adding you to the room now, so you should get this email any second. Yeah, just give me an hour or so, and then I'll have a look at everything. Abe, have you done the course, or are you doing the course? If you bought the course, Abe, just go towards the back end. Okay, yeah, it's just for course members. When you do the course, you get free access to the Discord, dude. So course is on sale now, $100 off with code Black Friday, all in caps. Haven't fully launched it, but as you guys are on stream, I'll give it to you there. I was going to launch it this weekend, but there you go, early access for you. So if you're interested, it's just a one-time fee. No ongoing fees, no subscription, nothing like that. One-time fee. And then you get the indicators and you get access to the Discord. Still looks good here. The bullish drive still looks good. All flow zones just getting soaked. Shorts are getting absolutely smoked today. Trust me, they are in big, big pain today. They ignored the range. They shorted the bottom of the range. They got trapped. They've added all the way up. They've played that Fibonacci short, which we said might play, but the only way we were going to play it was if they got underneath here. New York Open was key. They had to get underneath New York Open. They had to trap bulls here to go lower. They didn't do it, which meant shorts got smoked. So now we trade upside. So just stick with the longs until it proves otherwise. If you're a trend trader, yeah, if you're going to trade these, that's fine, but just be aware you're building significant amount of liquidity here. Previous day highs here. If it wants to be nasty, it's going to take these guys out and then go again. Very similar to yesterday. I think we had a very similar move yesterday. I was talking about it on stream, why I didn't like the longs where we were. Let's just go over that so you can see this repeatable pattern happens over and over and over again. Where was it? It was here. Right here yesterday, we built this trend. And those who are on stream will heard me saying I'm not longing any of this because I don't like the liquidity we've built. And then bang, we went and took them out and then chopped around for the remainder of the day. Couldn't actually manage to trade upside. They should have really come and taken this level out. They should have really come and done this, but they didn't have the juices to do it. So I'm just cautious here that I know structure is to upside. I know we're in bullish flow, but all the time we build liquidity like this, it starts to become an easy cash grab because smart money doesn't want to buy high. They want to buy low. So if they can force the market down, get all these bulls to stop out, get shorts to enter the market here, and they pair off by buying against them, then they go back upside, these shorts then cover, and then you get juice for higher. That's literally how the market works. It's just a game of liquidity. Yeah, no worries, Tyson. Yeah, I'll check that out very shortly. Ladies, Ryan, I hope you're all right, mate. Send my love to all the family, and your uncle when he gets there. I think he's flies from Chicago tonight or tomorrow. But I hope you're all okay. Boring now, isn't it? Gets boring. What's the one thing I need to improve on? I'll tell you what it is. It's holding my runners longer. It's holding these longer. Having trust to hold longer. It's an extra... Where did I get out? I'm going to have to check this. Where did we get out? We were saying above 620. So I think I got out here. So what if I cost myself 20 points? Not bad. But if this ends up going all the way to 800... I'm going to be upset. It's okay. Nice one, Tyson. Have a good day, mate. I'll yeah, as soon as I get off stream, I'll have a look at that and hit you back. No worries. But good work today. Well done locking in. £2 a lot of money. So that seller still into 675. We talked about him earlier in the days, just above there, 100 lot. So there's a 100 lot or 93 lot, 675, and then another 109 above him. So there you go. They just got filled, absolutely wrecked as we trade upside. So the last 100 lot is up here. He's re-added on the tape again. 87, 86, 87s, and there's a 100 lot above him. Should just squeeze through these guys and fill them, really. I don't see a reason to not fill these guys. They keep adding, though, which is interesting. All right, one lot's gone, so just a 100 lot left above him now, and then there's another 30 lot above that. So that first 90 lot got filled. 120 above him now. They keep adding in 110. Some of it's getting filled. They're going to pop him. They're going to pop him. He's going to get taken. 100 left. He's re-adding again. I don't think this is, I think this is a buyer who's selling some position. I don't think this is a short seller. There you go. Straight through him. Taking him out. I'm going to have to turn down this Nightbot, aren't I? Because it's stopping a lot of you talking normally. Sorry about that, Glenn. Let me see what you're saying. I can. Power trades went off again. All right, got you. Yeah, so exactly what I'm looking at on Bookmap. So it's just telling you when the squeeze is going. I'll adjust that Nightbot later for you all. There's a few of you very valuable members getting told off for Nightbot for doing absolutely nothing wrong. I think it's just caps. I don't think it likes caps for some reason. It's biased, isn't it? Because it can talk with caps and no one else can. But yeah, continuation of a squeeze through there then. So everyone had their stops into this higher time frame algo, or at least were selling into it. And you can see the volume tick up again here. Just like here, where we entered, here, volume ticking up. No real significant pullback though, other than this initial balance pullback. This pullback, that's an A+ trade. Right, we're in strong continuation. So we're going to expect pullbacks to continue to go upside. The only time that changes is when we have a shift on structure. Until then, you should be sticking with upside trades. We're just going to trade higher and higher and higher. So next target is really into that, might as well call it 700. We keep going over it. This 700 level. Right here on the hourly, 700. Top of value area high, lots of stops there, and then all the way up to 723. And then through that, we go to 800. So after that blow off, we've soaked back down. Have to see how we act at the 20-day here. It is possible they start to sell at some point soon for a deeper retracement. But until you get the structure, can't be looking for it. They start failing into 70 here, they might show their hand a bit. But so far, structure is still bullish. Even into 70 will still be bullish. But if they start to fail off this kill candle back down, if they start to fail into 70 and rotate, then they're going to aim for this liquidity, 650, 644, 630, and IB high. Yeah, so there's a 60-point move here just to scoop up liquidity if and when it's ready. Does my course help to stay out of chop? Yeah, it definitely does. Very much like now. We stayed out of chop this morning and we got it. We got it when it's ready. Look at the difference in the flow zones. Tightening up, expanding, trend expanding. Retest of IB expanding. Right now, I'm very, very aware this right here. Right. Are they going to try and kill it here, or do they just squeeze right back up? We're not in bearish structure yet, right? We are in bullish structure. But if they start to try and kill it here, they're going to try and force it down. If they feel like they're buying too high and they're like, we need to come and trap, take all of these guys first and then do it. I don't know if that's what it's going to do. It's just a level at which I've seen them keep interacting on the book. And we put this kill candle down after a big push up. So those of you who trade SMC would call this a BPR, something like that. If we trade back through it, we're just going to keep hunting upside. Remember, trend is still upside, very much upside. We are coming into top of the range. We might well rip through this range. We might well expand the range. We don't know, but here you go. So that interaction there into 70, we just talked about it. It's definitely a key level on a lower time frame. It's a big interaction level. Yeah, David, the course is... it's pretty extensive. Those who have done it in chat can tell you about it. We're not talking about a 1 or 2 hour course. It's 20 hours. And then you have access to me in Discord all the time as well. So I'm constantly giving feedback of what I think might happen in the market. There's 20 hours on demand. You got chopped up today. I don't want to oversell the course, but it will definitely help you. ES has now closed its cash gap. All right, SPY ES has closed its cash gap. So we are efficient now across markets. We know the markets like to be efficient. We're now fully efficient. So the only thing lingering now are previous day highs and 5 days. And of course, that move right back to the failure point from Friday, which would be 800. Coming into Asia London high. Right, we're coming into Asia London high right here. Need to get through that to get to 620, 720. If it can't do that, where did we break out from? Here and here. So buyers might interact somewhere down here. This is extended. All right, so we have to see. Might want to do this first, like I keep talking about. Just to back test into where we broke out from, this is also initial balance for a continuation. If it does a huge failure here, right, if we're just going from range to range, we can expect this move and just keep rotating in range till it's trapped enough on a higher time frame. But so far, it looks pretty good to be bullish. Looks like a bit of a spring from the underside. Steve, if you go to the module on it, it's in there. If not, I can give it to you in Discord. But yeah, it's actually in the course. There's a module on it, and there's a video on how to use it, and you can just add it. There's actually 2 indicators, 2 variations. So this interaction in that level, same level, but structure still bullish. But these are the key levels, is where they keep interacting. No reason to short this. Still has a draw higher. If it wants to go for previous day highs, it's there. There's no structure that says you should be short in this right now. You've got 33 minutes until we get into lunch. Yeah, Aaron's just answered you, Steve. Yeah. The Discord at the end. Most of the stuff's at the end, because what I try and do, and the only reason for it, is just so students learn, so they don't come into the Discord and then don't understand what we're talking about. But you're welcome to join. You just skip forward to the end. Just make sure you do the course, because it will really, really help you. No problem. Thank you for doing the course. Thanks for trusting in me. So upside looks like continuation upside. Retrap there, expansion upside. But once that previous day high, I would say, watching ES, because ES might get there first. This is PDH up here. We have stops at sort of 90 and 97, right here and here. There's a ton of stops here just based on the H1. They're not showing on the tape, but they will be there. This is where it gets painful, where I haven't held that runner long enough, eh? So definitely room to improve, even for me. Plenty of room to improve. This goes to 700, 800. I'm going to feel like I've sold myself a little bit short on that long play after waiting an hour to get it. Crazy though. Now, like those of you who are new to stream, you'll see how I like to look for bigger plays. I'm looking for 50, 60, 70, 100, 200 point plays. I'm not looking to scout 10 points. I'm really not interested in 10 points on the NQ. Each trader to their own. If that's how you like to trade, that's absolutely fine. For me, I'm looking to join trends of bigger moves. It's easier to manage your risk then. And it means you're going to make more money than trying to scout 10 points. For me, I don't understand how you can really scout 10 points consistently that well, because you've probably got to risk 30 points on every trade, especially in this market, maybe even more. My average ATR on a 1 minute on the day currently is around 19 points, 19, 20 points, which means per 1 minute candle, you're going to have to risk 19 or 20 points. Nice one, Matt. Have a great day. Thanks for showing up again. Great work. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. Way more mental capital as well. Playing tick by tick, tick by tick. Exhausting. Exhausting. If you were in this where I was in it and you're holding a runner right now, you're up, what, 120? 130 points or something? You are chilling right now. Then worried if it's going to drop, 10, 20 points and wick you out. My chair feels so low today. I don't know what's happened. There we go. All right, I'm going to stick with you till lunch. Be cautious. You can see this trend line building over and over and over. Can hear my belly going as well. I am starving again. Can I do a parallel channel here? Something like this. Right, this is basically what we're in. It will come and sweep these if it feels like it needs to build liquidity. Something like this. Roughly, it's just rough, right? It's rough. But basic SNR, basic Malaysian SNR, this is what we're in right now. With the draw higher, the draw to that red dotted line. ES getting very close to its previous day high, much closer than we are right now on NQ. Then you've got the 5 day above it. 5 day on ES is very close. 5 day right up here into 800. This is the backtest area that I'm interested in. This is a very typical mean reversion, right, through 20 day to 5 day, which is right at supply. That supply is this red box where we broke down from on Friday. The thing with this supply is there's not a lot of volume here. It could easily trade all the way up here. I really would not be surprised to see the market, not today, but at some point, do this move here. It would not surprise me at all. Microsoft, the only Mag 7 red. Everything else comfortably green now. Tesla 1.4% up. Nvidia 2.6. Meta 0.2, not great. Google almost a whole percent. Amazon 1.17, so 1.2%. Apple 0.6% up. Microsoft the only thing a little bit more sluggish. Bitcoin now 92,581. Going for those fib extensions. Be careful with this liquidity. Be careful. Don't be chasing this long up here. I need 13 more likes to get to 50 likes. It feels like, why am I struggling to get this stream going and get to 50 likes and get more viewers? Bang out after bang out every day. I'd say we've got like a 90+ win rate on the stream. It'll get there. It will get there. So key level ES is into 933. We're currently trading at 928, so not far away. 5 points on ES. Through that, maybe it can trade all the way up to 50s. Flow zone is just soaking everything. Strong trend, but remember building liquidity there. Into London, Asia, Foster. Yeah, it's about to get popped now. This is the level I'm looking at. Through that, though, you've got this pin high up at 725 that we put in Monday. So yesterday's high, that drive up yesterday where we built that liquidity and we trapped those bulls. That would be the next level if we get through London, Asia. There is an old imbalance where we killed that candle yesterday, where we talked, I just went over it earlier, but we didn't really talk about it. Where yesterday said, don't get long up here into above 700. We put in that kill candle and we traded down the rest of the day. That kill candle basically starts at about 708 and ends into 680, which we've already traded through. So I still think we can trade through it if we reprice that and reprice 720. I really think there's an opportunity for it to do damage, but like we are in trying to keep myself in check here. We are in this still. Yeah. Failed breakout, failed breakout. If this is smart money accumulating, there's a good chance we trade above this and trade upside. It really depends if they want to do the move today or if they're going to wait. Now, are they looking for NVIDIA earnings? So are we going to do that 800 through this all the way back up here? That's kind of what I'd be looking at. But we are top range now. There you go. It's just popped it. Is that London Asia gone? Yeah, that's London Asia taken on that move. All right, so sweep through London Asia high. 97 was the level, 700 we called it. 700.75 is what we traded. So the next low hanging fruit has been and gone. And the question is now, can they get all the way up to 725? That's all you've got. That's all you've got left. Look at this giant squeeze up. Stolen the liquidity of the Asia London traders. So every Asia London trader who was short, who didn't cover, who left some position on, just got taken out. Every M1 level held though, like such a strong trend from IB. Every M1 is held, but this is prime. They can always save it for tomorrow. They don't have to do it today. They can save it, or for never if they really want. Only level left is this. This is it. And through there opens the gate. So either stop hunt this if they can get there and fail, or continuation all the way to reprice into 800. Like I said, if it's going to do that, it's probably going to do it without me. Should have been holding my runner with a bit more certainty. Felt like 80 points was a good move, and might live to regret it, but that's all right. That's all right. I locked in good money. Nice, Scott. I just see that. You'll flag into it in Discord. Good work. Dips paying. Dips are really paying today. Just shorts, man. They just don't learn. It's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. All I can think of is that they all got, you know, a bit carried away with the Russian news and just like really forced their opinion down here, thinking, yeah, that's it. Game over market. Just like, Crazy. I'm going to be here another 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to get off, get some breakfast, go to the gym. For those that don't know, I probably won't be on Friday and I won't be on next week. I'm taking a vacation with my family. So I'll be away for just over a week and then back to normal. After Thanksgiving, back to normal. For those in Discord, I will be in there. I'll be posting in there. I won't be actively trading, but I will watch the charts and I'll try and give you some thoughts each and every day when I can. Hopefully sitting by the pool. Thanks, Joshua. Appreciate it. So 700, definitely key level there. It keeps selling into that over and over again. We haven't popped it yet, but definitely a key level. Oh, we did just pop it, sorry, but kind of like a double top up here. Just local, Palm Springs, not too far, but I've got my in-laws coming to town, so I want to spend some quality time with them. So close to PDH. That's awesome, Coop. Depending where you're staying, you might get a good view of it. It should be really fun. Should be really fun. Is it the full family going with you, Coop, or you and the wife? Dad's good. Thanks, Foster Scott. Pretty good. Then on the road to recovery. Thank you. First sign of selling I've seen here today, up here, in and around that 700. After taking Asia London high. 15 minutes until a new hourly candle. You'd kind of expect it to come back up and go for this level up here. But like I said, this is the start of the imbalance on that kill candle we had yesterday. So we know there are strong sellers here. They showed their hand here yesterday. Doesn't mean we can't come and take that, but we know this is a point of contention because we traded up here in London, same area, failed. Tried it, sorry, Asia, failed. Tried again in London, failed. Trying again now. Now this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4th. This is the 4th time up here. Might just trade through it, but if the selling is strong enough up here, they might try and look for a downside back towards that 600 mark, come and clean up some of the trend line. I don't know. Oh, awesome, dude. Yeah, you're going to have a great time, Coop. You have a great time. Should be really good. Flow zone still holding. Can they retrap shorts here for that squeeze up to 725? Do they need to let it go back down to 600, rebuild and go again? No idea. This is very much like earlier. We're getting into a point of contention here. I don't like the longs up here. Hard for me to buy high of day. To be honest, probably done. 15 minutes left of the session. Had one really nice trade. That's all I ever need. One banger, that'll do. What is the chart time, Eva? On this one, it's a 1 minute. You can put it on a 2 minute, show you very similar things. A 1 minute today, we're in a strong trend. But on everything else, so I've got the 1 minute, which you're looking at. Oh, you're not even looking at it. You're looking at higher time frames. So this is a 1 minute. The other chart I'm looking at is a 5 minute. I have a 15 minute. I have a 1 hour, and I have the daily. And then on these screens over here, I have 5, 10 minutes on the ETFs, right? So on the ES, I'm looking at 5 minute, SPY, I'm looking at 10 minute, QQQ, I'm looking at 10 minute, and the VIX, I'm looking at a 10 minute. Because I don't need to watch those tick by tick, I'm just interested in key levels. So when I'm looking for confluence, I'm looking for the markets to trade into key levels together, and then I'm looking for patterns in those levels. So if we're trading into supply, I want to see all markets start to get stuck into supply. Vice versa when we trade into demand. So this morning, when ES took out Friday's low, it took it by a long way. Yeah, it shot down an extra 22 points compared to NQ, which just ticked it. So that was a major, major stop run on the ES, which is why I was kind of like a bit annoyed that I wasn't able to get long early, because it felt like a very obvious level once we reclaimed it. There is a fly or a little mosquito flying around my lights right now. 10 minutes left of the session then. Can we finish this session at highs near 725? Who knows? And then do they take a pause over lunch? Maybe we pump, and then they take a breath over lunch. Who knows? I have no idea. I literally have no idea. I know it's more than capable of doing it. Hey, Steve, I see you just purchased it. Thank you very much, buddy. Look forward to working with you. So here's the first sign of a pullback then. So they got stuck up there. Remember now, we can trade right down to here very, very quickly. Very, very quickly if it wants to. Right, this is trend line liquidity. It's why we don't buy highs. Right, so far it's just swept everyone from 11:20. So basically 40 minutes got taken out in 1 minute candle there. This is why you don't buy highs, all right? You don't buy highs when we're sweeping liquidity. If you can practice this patience. See how patient I am? I know not to trade up here. Why do I know? This is the same thing we did yesterday. We talked about the same thing yesterday. We even went out over it earlier in the stream. We don't see liquidity like this and get trapped buying highs because we know this will happen. It showed its hand yesterday, and Asia and London. It just swept everyone out again now. If this is enough now to trade higher, fantastic. It's going to go higher. If that was enough of a shakeout, wasn't that deep, but how many points was that? 30 points. I would have expected it to come down here, but what it did do was test previous day close on ES. So it's held the previous day close pivot on ES, and it's held deep pullback, 20-day, higher time frame at algo. I'd feel much more comfortable thinking about this way deeper, maybe a 2 try and then that. I'd probably I'm not going to do it because it's probably going to happen over lunch. I don't want to trade in low volume. No, David, it doesn't directly convert over into NT8, but I can give you the coding. We have a zip file in the room which will put everything on your chart for you on NT8. The only thing it won't do is signal buy and sell. It won't signal it on NT8. But it would do everything else. All the lines, everything else will be the same. So battlegrounds here then. Sell stops now. Intermediate stops are at sort of 92, 93. So do they pop that, or do we fail and go all the way back down towards 600? ES, very good hold of PDC there. Very strong hold of PDC on ES. I've got to pee again. Amount of coffee I've drunk. So bear with me. If you're looking short, just be very, very cautious. Remember, your counter trend today, you're playing edge of range. So if you're going to take this, if you're looking for something like this, make sure you're being aggressive, taking profits, moving your stop down. Don't enter late and get yourself trapped. Hold the runners into 600. Capped, yeah. And I'd love to see a deeper pullback. I think it wants to wash everyone. We just got to see. You just got to remember it's counter trend, but you might get some, like we talked about, profit taking into lunch, new hourly candle coming into the same level. We literally popped or we tapped value area high from Monday. Yeah, so we tapped value area high from Monday right here, tapped into it. Might want to pull back towards 620. 600, 620, this block here, which basically should now be like this. Yeah, so we're seeing, can we flip this and hold it? Wouldn't want it to come all the way down here. It could do that, wouldn't want it to do that. You'd want it to hold somewhere up here, somewhere around the initial balance. But when we just think about ranges, remember, the grey box is a range. We don't like longs in the top of the range. We don't mind longs when we're outside the range and backtest and hold. But you've got to be careful if you're trading breakout, because it can fail the same way breakout failed. Remember, breakout shorts failed. Breakout shorts failed. Breakout buyers failed. Breakout buyers failed. Yeah. We've already, I know it's hard to believe, but if you think about overnight, we traded to the top of the range and we failed all the way down to the lower range, and now we've traded all the way back up to the top of the range. If it just wants to be an arse for the day, it will pin itself around VWAP. Yeah, it will trade down mid-range just to make it really tricky for everyone. 3 more minutes until lunch. 3 more minutes till a new hourly candle. The only thing left to go for is that 723 or whatever it is up here. It's the only thing left to aim for upside, unless it's going to go all the way to 800. Pullbacks have been shallow. The fact that it didn't make a new, did it make a new low there? Let's have a look. If it didn't make a new low there, that's problematic. It didn't. Yeah, so this 2 try failed. 1, 2, no new low, trade upside. If they get through this, problematic, right? It has left low-hanging fruit here if it fails up here, but this again is starting to get a little bit similar to earlier in the day, where it will need to show its hand. You'll just need to join momentum. I don't like buying up here. I really don't like buying up here. Break of trend. We start to, it's got so many stops both sides. That's what I don't like. Again, building internal liquidity to get a move. Just over 100 seconds, 90 seconds left until a new hourly candle. And then you're into lunch. And I'm going to call it a day. We're at the top of the range. Just remember, trend on the day, definitely upside, but we are at the top of that hourly range. Yeah, exactly. This is why it's so important to zoom out. You have to zoom out. Nice, Steve. Good work. Hopefully you're green today. Good work. I'm calling it a day as well in a moment. I'm just going to let this hourly candle close. But yeah, definitely right, Foster Scott. This is so important to zoom out in areas like this, areas of contention. Know where you are on the higher time frames. It will really help. We don't like longs in supply. I know this is the 4th time here, so it's possible it breaks to the upside, but we talk about this all the time, don't we? We long in demand, we think about shorts in supply, but we wait for lower time frame patterns. So we get to supply, we need a sell pattern, we sell. We get to demand, we need a bullish pattern, we buy. So far, starting to do lower highs, and it hasn't done a lower low on a lower time frame. So if this bear flag plays out, it might snap all the way down to 600. Right? If this bear flag plays out, it would need to get under the 20-day. It might snap down here, and here would be where I'd be targeting. Trendline liquidity. Right, we started to roll over. This plays out, possible here. Remember, you're still bullish. It hasn't flipped over on the flow zones yet, but it might. To a 2 minute, 2 minutes still holding. Right, so 1 minute, very early. No worries, Thumper. I hope you all had a great day. I know lots of you caught that long with me. That's all you needed. 1 good trade a day. Honestly, that's all there is. It's all you need to do. 1 solid trade a day. I'm not talking about 1 5-point or 10-pointer on NQ. I'm talking about 1 good trade a day. 5 or 10 points on ES, though, that's a fantastic trade. Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's exactly the same thing, Capped. It's identical. Identical kind of move. The only thing is, we've been here so many times, right? So many times from this failure level yesterday. We're exactly where we talked about that yesterday, and Asia and London and now. So for me, this says it will pull back deeper. It's starting to do it. We're starting to see even the most basic principles. Remember, we had that trend line in earlier. I don't know where it is now. This one. We put this in earlier, right? And I said, you need to be careful when this starts to fail, because we think about buyers stops, there's a nice wick there, which we've just taken. There's a nice wick here, and there's this double wick here in IB high. So if it starts to fail, which we're starting to get here, these bear flags are starting to break down, we would be targeting TP1, TP2, TP3. You just have to remember this is counter trend, because we expect when we get somewhere around here, we expect the higher time frame to come back in and go back upside. It's just understanding the multiple time frames. Watching the hourly now. Right, so the last hourly close becomes key, the last hourly high becomes key, and we've just traded down to the previous hourly high, right? So we went wick to wick. So I'm going to leave you with this before I leave for the end of the day. We just traded from this high all the way down to this wick. And it's trying to find a bid here, which is also value area high-ish. Right, if it wants to come deeper, it's going to come here and here, and then try and do that. This is a safer buy for me, right? If I'm thinking about buys, I'm thinking about buys in and around here. Again, I would need to see pattern development. We don't just buy because it gets there. So what we would need to see, something like this. Yeah, so if you don't take this, you rejoin there. Trend might look like that. Overextension, pull back in, breakout, go. Yeah, same pattern over and over again. Very similar to what we had before the open. See this? Overextension, sweep of liquidity, turn, quasi, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, breakout, continuation. So if you don't get this or this, that's fine. You enter here, continuation, you target liquidity. Same thing over and over and over and over and over. It's really, 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 really boring. It should be really boring. It should not be too exhilarating. It should just be looking for the same things all the time. Yeah, right here, Glenn. These trades here. All right, this big kill candle. And then probably in here starting to pop off. Again, you can see it right here. Volume coming in for these sell. They soaked back up and they resold it. So we're into bearish structure. Might just be some profit taking into lunch. Everything we were talking about. A little bit of profit taking into lunch, and then maybe they get down to the levels where they're interested in rebuying it. Maybe that's done for the day. Like I said, it's very, very possible. Oh, I had you on the wrong chart, didn't I, when I was showing it? Never mind. It's very, very possible, although I'd be looking for a trade down into here and something like this if I was going to get long. It's very possible they might sort of drip down and go sideways here and wait for Nvidia earnings. What would that mean? It would mean we've traded top side of the range and bottom side of the range and close mid-range. And what I said to Discord earlier today, I think it was today, might have been last night. Last night we talked about trading extremes of the range. No news incoming. Possible we build outside more liquidity, so we could get out of range for a while. We could get out of range for a while unless the market wakes up. We're in a daily balance here. Election drive up. We dumped into the golden zone, found some bids. We drove back up to where sellers were Friday. Now we're at 50%. It could just do the same thing. We could base back at 50%. We don't know. These deep pullbacks, 20 days, we have swept some liquidity here. It all depends. Is too try enough, or do they let it go? I have no idea. We're into lunch now. I'm done for the day. Stick with the trend though. All right. If you're short, remember, you need to be taking partials on the way down. Don't oversize in, because at some point, it's very possible that higher time frame buyers come in, and that's when a bigger move happens. On that note, I'll be back tomorrow before market open. Thanks for joining, everyone. Do me a favor. If you enjoyed this stream, if it helped you, hit that like button before I sign off. Share it with your other rooms if you're in private rooms. Obviously, don't share it with communities where you're going to get in trouble. But if you trade with friends or you think someone's going to like this, please, please, please do me a favor. Share it with them. Love to build this community up. Love you all. Please trade safe. Use hard stops. Okay, there is war news all the time. Use hard stops. Peace out.